out of the flames.
And good morning, Tennessee Valley. You are watching Channel 3 Eyewitness News today. We're happy you're waking up with us on this Monday morning. I'm Lori Mitchell.
I'm John Martin. Yes, it is Monday, September 18th, 2017. Turning 70 today is the Air Force. Oh. The Air Force is turning 70 today. So, of course, thank you all that serve. David Carnes joining us now, who is not quite 70.
Well, you scared me because in the prompter it says, and here's David with the weather. And turning 70
today.
Like,
wait a second, that's a little
just
off.
a couple of years off, not 70, because now I'm almost 50. 70 is like still spring chicken to me. That's no problem at all. 70
is the new 50.
Well, I'm glad you have that positive outlook on that.
Got to, man.
Yeah,
outside week. That's the alternative. 65 in Chattanooga. Nice and cool up in Murphy, 54 degrees, where we have a little bit of patchy fog going on. Be aware of that. Vipercast showing through the afternoon. It will have a few clouds up over the plateau, but it'll be mostly sunny for most of us. It'll be 89 degrees in Chattanooga. Low to mid 80s heading into some of the outlying areas. Should be a fairly comfortable day for most of you. Go out and enjoy it. We will cool down a few degrees as we progress through the weekend. Might even have 1 or 2 showers popping up. We'll have the details on that. Latest on all the goings on in the tropics as well coming up in a moment.
All right, David, thank you.
Well, developing this morning, Bradley County officials are working to learn more about a man who was beaten last night.
Yeah, for more on this, let's bring in Channel 3's Tim Pham. He's been following this story this morning, and he joins us live from the hospital. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning to you, John, Lori. Right now, that man is recovering here at Erlanger from the injuries he received during that beating. We don't know his current condition, but we do know that it was bad enough that officials in Bradley County transported him to the hospital here in Chattanooga. Officials in Bradley County tell us that the beating happened on Spring Place Road last night. Overnight, investigators responded to the home to try and learn more about what happened, and portions of the area were blocked off while deputies gathered evidence and talk to potential witnesses. We recently spoke with Bradley County, and they tell us that they're no longer on scene, and as of right now they could not confirm who is responsible for the beating or if they're currently looking for the suspect. And this is something we're following very closely. As soon as we learn any more information, we'll be sure to pass it along to you here live on Channel 3 and on our website. For now, live in Chattanooga, Tim Pham, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Tim, thank you so much for that. 2 separate fires started yesterday in Lookout Valley, just hours apart from one another, and now investigators are looking into the causes, especially after one of those fires turned deadly.
So 3 people were inside the home on Judy's Lane. An off-duty Chattanooga firefighter was actually the first person to get to the scene, and that first responder plus 3 neighbors were able to save 1 person from the fire. 2 people were treated for injuries. No word right now on how that fire was started.
The second fire was near Beach Street and Tulip Avenue. A man jumped from a 2nd-story window to get to safety after his home went up in flames. Fire crews found the man on the ground. He was taken to the hospital. A woman who lives across the street says she was working in her yard when a neighbor ran to her asking to use her phone to call 911.
She kept saying the house is on fire, the house is on fire. And I was wondering if it's mine, you know. And then I looked up there and I saw the smoke.
The woman who owns the home tells us the man living there rents. She also says she does not have insurance for the house. It is unclear what started the fire and no word yet this morning on the victim's condition. Now we go to Bradley County, where hydrochloric acid continues to leak at the Vocker Chemie plant.
Yeah, Channel 3's Michelle Herron is following the new details for us this morning. She joins us live in studio. Michelle, good morning.
Good morning to you. Well, Bradley County's EMA director tells us that the leak is coming from broken pipes from where that explosion happened more than a week ago. There's an estimated 6 tons of chemicals located in that part of the plant that was structurally unsafe. Now, we do know that crews were able to stabilize it yesterday. Vonker employees are working to move chemicals to a holding tank, and we're told there's not enough leaking to leave the facility right now. Now, coming up at 6:30, you're going to hear from those living around that plant and why they believe their health is at risk. But for now, in the studio, I'm Michelle Herron. Back to you.
All right, Michelle, thank you for that update. David Carnes joins us once again to talk about what else? Sports.
Okay. Tennessee,
bad weekend.
Florida
for you,
happy,
fans.
Tennessee sad. Yeah. I was at a family reunion, and you know, everybody's standing around, you know, eating whatever and just hanging out. TV's outside. So half of us are over watching the game, and yeah, tied up, we're going into overtime, yeah. And so we turn around and just start hanging out with each other until overtime starts. And then we turn back around. What happened? It was horrible. But yeah, hopefully you had a better sports weekend anyway. Outside we go. Let's do a little weather also, why not? Murphy looking at some pretty dense fog settling in there where it is much cooler than in the valley. It's 65 degrees in Chattanooga, but you head up in elevation a little bit, 54 degrees in Murphy, and just a walk in the park or whatever you have planned today. I think you'll have nice weather for it. It is going to be a little bit warmer than the average high of 83, but still should be a fairly nice day with mostly sunny skies. Good looking week, but yet a warm week ahead, mid to upper 80s all week long, and maybe a couple of showers popping up in the forecast. We'll have the details on that and break down all things going on in the tropics as well. A lot happening. We'll have details in a moment.
All right, David, thanks so much. As we check traffic on this Monday morning, 24 at Germantown, showing you that things are looking good this morning. No accidents to report. Just checking the Chattanooga airport. All flights are on time as scheduled. There you go. So B&A also looking good this morning.
All right, time now is 6:06. Let's go ahead and get a check of the sports headlines. Here's Jill Jelnick.
Let's go ahead and kick things off in the NFL, where the Atlanta Falcons improved to 2-0 to start the 2017 season. Matt Ryan and the Dirty Birds had to go through a late-surging Aaron Rodgers and company to earn it. But in the end, Atlanta would hold them off for their first regular season win inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The Falcons scored on their opening drive. On 3rd and goal, Matt Ryan pitches out to Devontae Freeman, and he plows ahead for the 1-yard score and the 3-pointer to finish it off. Then, just before the end of the half, Falcons extend the lead here with this short pass to Tevin Coleman, corner of the end zone. Atlanta led 24-7 at halftime. Like I said, Green Bay goes for the comeback, scoring 2 late touchdowns in the 4th, but the Falcons were flying too far ahead. Dirty Birds get the win in their new home, 34-23 that final. Atlanta will now face the Detroit Lions on the road next Sunday. Meanwhile, the Tennessee Titans earned their first win of the season this Sunday against AFC South rival Jacksonville. Both teams got off to a slow start in the first half, but then finally, former Heisman Trophy winner Derrick Henry does something about it, runs the rock 17 yards into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game. Titans would go on to win this one easy, 37-16 over their AFC South rival. Next up, Titans will host the Seattle Seahawks 4 p.m. next Sunday. Head coach Tom Arth and the Chattanooga Mocs are not off to the fast start they were hoping for in his first season. UTC is now 0-3 for the first time since 2004 after their home opening loss to UT Martin on Saturday. The Mocs offense finished with just 1 touchdown and 6 total rushing yards, something they'll need to fix heading into their SoCon opener next weekend.
You know, I thought we fought hard all night. I think we've done that for the first 3 games. We got to find a way to execute, move the ball as an offense, score touchdowns, and to help our defense out because they're playing their tails off too. We just got to get this thing rolling and get some confidence and get a win.
All right, that's it for sports. I'm Jill Jelnick. I hope you have a magnificent Monday.
All right, 6:08 coming up on Eyewitness News today. We've learned the hurricanes will impact Florida's citrus crop, but we'll head to Georgia, where it may take farmers years to recover.
A lot of damage there, and here's a live look outside with our View Apartments camera. A little bit of patchy fog in the mountain areas, but nothing too serious to worry about. It's a beautiful morning. We'll see you on the other side of this break.
with coverage you can count on. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News Today.
Now, this is a story that had all of us kind of going, seriously? Agriculture Secretary Sonny Perdue says Hurricane Irma may have destroyed up to a third of the pecan crop in Georgia.
For example, one middle Georgia farm will have to replant some 4,000 pecan trees. The pecans were just 2 to 3 weeks away from harvest, but now it will take 10 to 12 years before newly planted trees will be in the same condition.
With these trees down, what the masons will have to do is order trees. Nurseries are backed up. It'll be 2019 before they can even get trees to place back here.
2019. Wow. Well, during the next 2 weeks, Secretary Perdue plans to tour damaged farms in Texas and in Florida. The seasons change on Friday, and we might be in store for a more colorful fall this year compared to last year.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, that's because all the rain we had in June and July proves more chlorophyll. And that's right, kids. This creates a kind of mask over the leaves and sunshine, then breaks it down to reveal the colors underneath. The more rain, the deeper the colors. Yeah, it makes sense. Now, you won't have to drive far. Signal and Lookout Mountains could have more vibrancy this year than ever. And of course, always the Cherahela Skyway area is just, I don't care what time of year
beautiful
it is.
View.
Yeah.
I feel like we've gotten cheated the last couple of years. The leaves haven't changed as much as they normally do. So
if you go to Cherahela, that's actually more than a mile above sea level. So it's going to change there first. You're going to get some colors there probably within the next 3 weeks or so. And then down here in the valley, about the next month or so. But yeah, high elevation like that is going to be, I believe, what is it, beautiful? Yeah, it's going to be absolutely gorgeous out there.
We'll look forward to it. Coming up on Eyewitness News today, we'll check back in with David Carnes. He'll have a look at our 7-day forecast, plus another active storm brewing out in the Caribbean islands.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
Big time there. Plus, we're going to let you know if there are any problems on your Monday morning commute. The time is 6:13. We'll be right back.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News Traffic sponsored by CHI Memorial's Chattanooga Heart Institute. TAVR is the first of its kind technology for heart valve replacement without major surgery. Now that's revolutionary. Visit ChattanoogaHeart.com.
Happy Monday morning, everyone. 6:15. Hope you're having a great start to your week as we take a live look outside. This is 153 north of Chickamauga. Things actually looking great on the interstates and state routes. We just have a couple of incidents 75 on ramps at East Ridge and East Brainerd, where we have some accidents that are going to slow you down. But once you get on the highway, you're going to be cruising at posted speeds. All right, let's talk about, the Caribbean here with meteorologist David Carnes. Good morning.
Yeah, John, a lot going on in the Atlantic. September, typically the most busy month during hurricane season out in the Atlantic. And of course, we have Jose, Hurricane Maria, which is of great concern, and Tropical Depression Lee, which is not that much of a concern at all. We'll start with Jose. It's still a forecast, just kind of parallel the East Coast, providing potentially some tropical storm force wind gusts from Philadelphia, New York, up toward Boston, 20 to 30 mile per hour sustained winds toward the middle of the week as the storm gets a little bit closer. No real threat from tropical Tropical Depression Lee, and this is the 5 a.m. with Hurricane Maria. This is the one that is of greatest concern, not necessarily to the United States, but to a lot of the folks in the Leeward Islands, maybe some tropical storm conditions up around the British and U.S. Virgin Islands as this storm works its way through a lot of areas that were absolutely annihilated by Hurricane Irma. So we're going to see it moving very close to, if not directly over, as a Category 4 hurricane, Puerto Rico, and then up toward the Bahamas and strafing the coastline of Hispaniola as well. So it looks like it's going to take a turn to the north before it has a chance to move toward Florida. That's the good news. However, you can see a wide margin of error toward the end of that track. So we'll keep a close eye on that. Above average temperatures for us today, below average out west, where more snow is expected this week as the snow levels fall even further in the Rockies. For us, dry and warm today. It's going to stay fairly warm throughout the week, mid-80s to upper 80s, and we'll add in a slight chance of a shower or two Tuesday through Saturday. Holiday in downtown Cameron looking good, 65 Chattanooga, 63 Cleveland, getting a little bit of patchy fog up toward Murphy, North Carolina, where it's much cooler, 55 degrees there, and absolutely nothing but sunshine and pretty nice weather, though it will be warm with a high near 90 in Chattanooga, mid-80s in some of the outlying areas. And then Tuesday, we're going to see a few of these spotty showers beginning to work their way in. Each afternoon as we heat up into the mid to upper 80s, we'll have a chance, maybe a shower here and there. Rain chances low, though, only 20%. Warm, nice today, mostly sunny, 89 for the high. Clear and pleasant tonight. Should be a beautiful evening for whatever you have planned. 68 degrees overnight into Tuesday morning. Warm again, 88 with a 20% chance for a shower on Tuesday. And then maybe a couple of degrees cooler heading toward the end of the week. And into the weekend we go, where it'll stay in the mid-80s with nary a chance of any significant rain, maybe a sprinkle or two Saturday afternoon, but nothing to cancel any plans over for sure.
That looks a-okay. Nary a worry, nary a
concern, a worry.
Yeah. I like that, David. Thanks. No, that looks good. Thanks a lot, Matt.
Thank you. The funeral for Patrick Chirac is scheduled for this afternoon. He passed away at his home on Friday.
So we followed Patrick for several years as he bravely battled brittle bone disease. He was active in raising funds and awareness for Whitfield County's Miracle League baseball field and for children with disabilities. For some, walking the halls of LFO will never be the same. Patrick was a student who taught everyone important lessons about life.
The spirit and the determination that he exemplified every day just to do the smallest tasks, and he did them with joy, making people laugh along the way. That's what it means to be a warrior. It's hard not to like a guy that's faced all the things he's faced, maintains an incredibly positive attitude, and does it every day, day in and day out.
Now we're told the family will receive friends today between 10 and 3:30 at Wilson Funeral Home. Funeral services will be this afternoon around 4 at the Northwest Georgia Amphitheater. You're asked to bring your own seating.
One Chattanooga couple is finally back home after getting caught in Hurricane Irma while on vacation. Now this couple, Chris and Melanie, say they went to St. Martin about a week before the storm was supposed to hit. Then they evacuated to Puerto Rico, where they had limited cell phone service to see what was going on with the weather, and they weren't able to regularly communicate with family. Before the storm was expected to hit Puerto Rico, they stopped by a local store for supplies. They said their food was also limited. They could only get water and peanut butter.
We really only ate that when we really felt weak, and your mind really kind of shuts off at that point. You don't really feel hunger. I think your adrenaline is really going.
Chris and Melanie tell us they have created a bond with some of the other storm survivors, and they have even extended their home to those who have lost everything they own. They plan to send some items to families who are still going without the essentials.
6:20, coming up on Eyewitness News today, there's a company right here in the scenic city building fun for nearly 6 decades. We'll take you there in this week's 3 in Your Town.
Can't wait to see this one. Well, here's a live look outside with a Holiday Inn downtown camera. Another beautiful morning here in the scenic city. We'll see you in just a bit.
There is a company in Chattanooga that has been manufacturing fun for nearly 6 decades. In this week's 3 in Your Town, we take a look at the business of entertainment at Amusement Products, LLC.
Well, we're a manufacturer for what is called the family entertainment center industry. We manufacture a whole variety of products, go-karts, bumper cars, some innovative things like the Laser Fury, the Flip Zone, the new Falcon 360, to try and help generate different customers to a facility as well as generate more money for the facility.
Earl McGrath, or Dutch as he's known in the industry, is the second-generation owner of Amusement Products in Chattanooga. His father started the company 56 years ago based around the business of miniature golf.
We had miniature golf courses which he owned and ran literally from Miami all the way to Southern California, and I'd fly with him in the summertime when I was at school to visit, and he would spend 2 or 3 hours talking to the manager, going over the books, whatever. I'd spend the whole time playing the miniature golf. And here I was at 6, 7, 8 years old, critiquing the courses hole by hole to my dad on what worked, what didn't, what made it more interesting.
Family entertainment centers were king for years, but advancements in home video games and home computers started taking a bite out of business. So Dutch and the folks at Amusement Products challenged themselves to introduce something new and something more advanced year after year.
What we started doing was trying to have what we called more immersive experiences in what we're doing. With the innovative side, you've got to continually develop and advance and refine your product, because there's always somebody going, ooh, that's neat, I'll try and do that too. So when they bring it the next year to compete with you, hopefully you've created something even more exciting that'll say, okay, well that's good, but now we're here. It's a lot of work, but it's been very beneficial to the company.
This facility on East Brainerd Road ships their Chattanooga products to countries all across the world.
All the metal fabrication, all the welding, the assembly work, electronics, both board design, software design, firmware design as they call it, all that's being done here in Chattanooga with a whole variety of innovation that goes along with that.
But you don't have to attend a trade show to see these new attractions. You don't have to travel to a park on the other side of the country. In fact, not even the other side of the county.
It's kind of a hidden secret of Chattanooga, but our facility here, which is called Sirguni's, is a prototype facility. All the first pitching machines which we patented were there. The electric go-karts are there. The Laser Fury is there. The Flip Zone is there. The Spin Zone is there. You know, a lot of the stuff that are never seen anywhere else in the world is here.
It's all right here in your town.
I like that. It's always fun to hear the history and the story behind local companies.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. So nearly, seriously, almost 60 years. For anything, I mean, people don't even live 60 years a lot of the time, but to have that successful business like that, that's a big deal. And it's right down on Brainerd. So yeah, good date spot, Sirguni's. Go do a little putt-putt, do a little basketball, a little skee ball.
All right, well, let's turn our attention now to salutes.
All
we
right.
would like to wish happy birthday to Jenny Thompson.
Hey.
She's turning 19 years old, and she's headed to the Air Force next month. Your family is, of course, very proud of you. Hope you have a great day, Jenny.
Happy birthday to Dwayne Child, celebrating his 51st birthday. Happy birthday to you, Mr. Childs there.
And Mark Johnson of Birchwood is turning the big 5-0 today. Mark, you are our Bojangles winner this morning. We hope you have a wonderful 50th.
And happy 46th birthday to Robert Beatty of Somerville, turning 46 years old. Big old smile there, looking good, Robert.
Also celebrating today is Tim Rowland. We'd like to wish him a happy 29th birthday. Hope everybody has a great day.
with coverage you can count on. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News Today.
Chemicals are still leaking from a local plant. We will have the latest from Bradley County and what some people are saying about the potential impact on their health.